Oh, it's been a while. How y'all doing? Doing good. I'm doing good.
Darius has kind of going inside. Some kind of helped your kind of get your shot settled when you go back outside. I mean, getting some points inside kind of helps a little bit.
It definitely helps. My outside shot hasn't been falling as I wanted to be. We're still working. So, even though it's not falling, it's gonna eventually fall. We're gonna get back on track. But, ever since it's not haven't been falling, just been getting inside more inside buckets, just, working more on my inside game.
Yeah, kind of following up on that, Will was telling us, he thought you really let the game come to you on Saturday, didn't really force much. Just what are some of the things maybe you're telling yourself that if the shot's not falling, just what are the other ways you want to impact the game?
First, I tell myself to breathe. That's the first one. Um, just not relying on my shot. A lot of people think I just can just shoot the ball and rebound the ball, but it's more than my game. That's why I really came back here for my senior year. Just letting everything come to me slowly. My guys, they believe in me. I believe in myself. The coaching staff believe in me. So, just relax and let everything come. Like I said before, me and Eric has a pretty good relationship. He talks to me in the game when he comes in. So, he said, we're going to get you shots. You're going to get open. Just let it come to you. Relax. Everything's going to open up because most times at the beginning of the game, personnel, scouting, and everything, everybody's locked into the scout. So, someone's going to mess up. I'm going to get a good open look, and I'm going to knock it down. So, it's just got to come. It's just going to come with time.
Darius, Will was just telling us how hard it is to win Division I basketball games, and you guys have won 11 in a row. How much has he been, talking about how you have to be 12-0 going into the Christmas break and then going into SEC next week?
Going 12-0 would be, pretty big. It's just really good momentum to go in the SEC 12-0, and then we go on the road to Auburn. So, it's going to be fun. To get this 12th win would be great for the guys, and for the coaching staff just going to the break, it'd be fun. Most definitely, everybody know how Coach Wade is. I don't really say too much about that. So, like, he's just, coach is going to be coach, Even though we're 11-0, sometimes he make it feel like in practice we're 0-11. So sometimes, that's just how coach is. You try to keep us on our toes, not get complacent. So it's good the way he, go about things.
You've been part of some win streaks before this organization, not 11 in a row like this, but what's the biggest difference with this win streak compared to years past?
I feel like it's really not too much of a difference. It's just, we just have a different identity this year. We're locked in on the defensive end. We the guys, if a team look at our offensive play, they'll be like, oh, they're not that good. But like, we pick it up on the defensive end, and everything comes, full circle with the offense, in the second half. So like, everything's just everything. Like you said before, I've been a part of, my sophomore year we went 8-0 in the SEC, the first 8 SEC games. So and then we dropped one at Vanderbilt on the 9th game. So it's just different teams, different personnel, just different guys.
Right, and how much do those guys help? You say you tell yourself to breathe when you're struggling, but having new teammates like Efton and having Tari and having X, how much do these new players really help you excel?
They definitely help me a lot, especially Tari. That's my guy. He comes in for me at times, and then we end the games off together most times. And I feel like we just have a good relationship. Understand each other, what each other does best. Like, for an example, it kind of reminded me of me and Emmett's relationship, how that went. Emmett was more of a kind of a driver, back to the basket type guy. I'm more of a driver, still a shooter type guy. Space the floor and everything. So we really complement each other very well. So definitely.
Darius, does this team play harder than any team you've played on at LSU?
That's tough. That's a great question. I'll say, as a collective unit, Yes, but like going back to when Emmett was here our sophomore year, me and him together was just was like madness out there. Diving on loose balls, jumping in the crowds, and just making extra effort plays. But most definitely this year as a collective unit, 1 through 5, 1 through 8, or 1 through 10, we definitely play pretty hard. Definitely. So I'll take this team.
Does Torrey have some cavell too in him, Big B, or
What do you mean by
like
Cavell?
defensively or shot blocker or any of that stuff?
I wouldn't say kind of a shot blocker, but he has more of like a very aggressive defensive presence. Real handsy on the ball. Getting steals, getting out in transition. So he's taught me a lot as well. Just being able to play better defense. Stay out of foul trouble, and just get in transition. And I feel like that's how we score the ball. So.
I know you can't pay attention to it during the game, but do you pay attention to minutes played? Because you guys, you used to have guys playing 34, 35 minutes a game. Now everybody's under 28 or so. I know you want to play as much as possible, but how much do you think that's beneficial to you guys this year?
I really don't pay attention to it much, but it just depends on what's going on in the game, or who's in foul trouble, who's not, and who's playing well and who's playing not. But coaches went over it with the team. As of right now, no one needs to be playing 30 to 32 minutes or 35 minutes at this time now, because we have a long season. So like the way we play, we press the whole game. So like I feel like no one needs to be playing 30 minutes. But if it happens early, like if it happen, like it probably has happened before. But if it happens, it's coach knows what he's doing. So anything coach does, I'm behind it 110%.
One of the things he was also just talking with us about is just sustainability, and just I think the slow starts on offense have been something that he's been certainly working with you guys on. Just what are some of the things maybe that he's telling you about just how you guys can improve at the start of games? I mean, sounds like you guys are getting good shots and everything. They're just not falling. Just what's the approach and kind of improve early in games?
I don't know. That's a good question as well. We have pretty good warm-ups. Everyone be like, sweating and, running around. But it's just like, like you said, we have good shots, great shots, they're just not falling. But sometimes we feel like we're easing into the game a little too slow. We feeling the guys out on the other team. We're trying to see what their tendencies and stuff, and then we just jump on them in the second half. We regroup, and we just talk about what's going on in the halftime, and we just go out and execute. But, going into SEC, that should not be the case, because if we go to Auburn and get down 12, it's going to be a fight to get back. So I don't know. Coach has been talking to some of the guys about what could we do to have a better start. So we're trying to execute that.
Darius, you mentioned Tari. From my perspective, you see him, a new guy, 6'8", 6'9", blocking shots, dunking on dudes. He's got the facial hair. You think he's like this intense guy, but then you talk to him, and his voice does not match his persona out there on the court. He's very gentle. Is that him? Because Will was talking about how everybody feeds off of him and how he uplifts people. Is he just calm and everybody's like, all right, well, Tari's not stressed, we can't be either?
He's a West Coast guy, so I don't really, I really don't know. I'm from the South, so it really doesn't matter. But he's a good guy. I feel like everybody on the team is kind of different in their own way. Like us on the court is completely different off the court. Like the way we're talking right now, like I'm calm, but you would look at me on the court if we never had a conversation before. I'm very intense. So it just depends on what's going on in the game. Just we gotta relax. It depends. Like the other night we were down 7-24. Then we looked at each other. We looked around. It was like we've been here before. We was just in Atlanta a week or two before. We was down 9-25. We came back and won by 16. So we just got to relax, trust each other. We have great team chemistry. We understand each other. We understand what we're trying to do. And, we just got to trust each other. That's all.
Is that the chemistry of this team? It just takes a look. Nobody has to really
Definitely
say a whole lot.
Definitely. It's just a look. And, you know how coach is in the in the huddles. You know, coach is very intense, and then you know we just look at each other and like we go like this to each other, and we just talk in our little huddles, and we just like you know we need to go. It's you know it's getting a little too close, so like we got to go. So you know.
Can you elaborate how it felt after the game when Will came in and boot? I don't, you know. I feel like that's up there with Roll Tide. What, you know, that level.
It was just a lot of emotion in that locker room. You know, a lot of things was said before the game. A lot of things was happening before the game. You know, people just felt like you know it was a rivalry game, which you know some people may feel like that, but you know. The past 3 years I've played them, I've beaten them. Well, my teams that I played on have beaten them. Like last year, we beat them 86-56. So I personally feel like it's not a rivalry, but, you know, everybody is, you know, entitled to their opinion. And so, you know, like I said before, a lot of things were said, and then, you know, coach had a lot of emotion. He just said, you know, boot up. That's what it is. Like, this is our state, you know. So, you know, with however coach feel, that's how we feel.
Can you do his look in the huddle?
You say it again?
No way.
no way. Coach is like just looking at us, is like he's just looking. So like you can't flinch, you can't blink, nothing. So you know, that's just coach. Man.
Coach said he hasn't mentioned rankings to you
Yes.
at all this year, and you know fans are.
Me personally or
Well,
the team?
the team hadn't brought it up. Not a motivational, not a pat on the back, nothing.
No, because you know we've been here before. You know, coach, we've been here before. Coach been here before, so you know we can't just get caught up into the rankings. Yes, that's cool. Yes, it's cute. Yes, it's nice for you know the fans. You know to have you know bragging rights to other schools or something like that. But you know that's just bring unnecessary attention and unnecessary people to our organization. So you know we're locked in. We want to just keep winning games. We're not really worrying about being ranked. You know. We just going team by team, day by day. We're not looking past nobody. We're not looking towards nobody. So we're just taking it day by day.
And one other thing, Coach talking about getting guys out of transfer portal, he had kind of a humorist said you can't get a lemon. You know, like got to check under the hood, check the car, the tires, the
Definitely.
oil, all that stuff. I mean, you're watching kind of from afar, but are you noticing the way he brings these guys in and he's not picking lemons?
You know, coach just want to win. Coach doesn't matter if he go get someone, you know, across the country, from Europe, from it doesn't matter. If coach think you can come to LSU and help him win, coach will come find you anywhere. So it really doesn't matter. If you're a winner and coach feel like you're a winner, coach will come get you and you're gonna come to LSU and win.
Will was talking about you guys beat up a little bit, banged up. What did that Tech game feel like from a physicality standpoint, and how good is it to have it right here before SEC play next week?
The game was a really, really good game. I feel like some of the guys didn't take it as, I wouldn't say some of the guys didn't take it as it's going to be a good game, but like, you know, we're used to, you know, blowing people out and, you know, getting out and jumping out on people early. But that game, it was a different feel. You know, they really wanted that game. They did. Like from the jump, you could just tell. And it was very hot in the, you know, in the arena too. You know, that was the difference. Like then was a 12-minute stretch where it wasn't no fouls called, no timeouts was called, nothing was called, and we're just playing up and down. So like, you know, it was a pretty good game. You know, we really enjoyed it. And then this game going to SEC play is like really, really huge. So, you know, it helped us out in the long run.
Anything else, folks?
Thank y'all.
Thank you.